guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jamesia Capri, the nurse practitioner extraordinaire. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm laughing because I cannot figure out how to make it like transition without you seeing me in between. I'm going to figure it out. I'm back again, and I want to talk about mental health. And this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it would be, I would be remiss to not talk about it. And I was in some conversations today about it. And I got the opportunity to speak about it. And I talked about it in a way that I just jumped right in, didn't I? You guys all right? How are you guys doing? I didn't even check with you guys. I hope you guys are doing amazing. But yeah, I jumped in the conversation. And I think I said something like, sometimes you got to be sure that, you're doing all the things, that you're loving on yourself, and you're doing this and you're doing that. And you're committing to your boundaries and, all the stuff that I say that I do believe and all that, right? Being around the right people, watching your vibration, all of those things. And to me, really, that's more or less, hey, how you doing? Really, more or less, that is, that's more of me. That's more of how I deal with my daily stuff. I think they were looking more from a medical perspective. And I never did chime in from a medical perspective. And I'm not going to do that here too much. But there is more than just changing the way you think. And it's kind of disrespectful for me to just come in and say, oh, you just got to think your way out of it. Or, oh, you just got to be happy. Or, oh, you just got to smile. Or, oh, you just have to love on yourself. Or, oh, you just have to be around the right people, or whatever the case may be. So, Jay, you kind of dropped the ball on that one. Yeah. And even though I do believe mindset has a lot to do with a lot of things, sometimes that's not enough to get you out of a rut if you're seriously going through depression, anxiety, a mental health situation. And so I said, here's my opportunity to talk about it in a more educated and tangible and serious way, not showy Jamesia type mindset way. And I had to step back and think about that and look at that, because especially in the Black community, not discounting any other community, but especially in the Black community, we don't talk about mental health. It's very much taboo. Even now, even though we're talking about it more, yes, kudos to us for doing that. We are talking about it more, but it's still taboo. It's still, we get the feeling of, hey, I might be judged if I say something, or I might be isolated, or I got to watch what I say because people won't really understand, or they may ostracize me or whatever. It's still very much taboo. So did I help with what I said earlier? No, I didn't. So I'm going to try to correct that here. So when it comes to our mental health, and we get to a point where we feel like, hey, I'm literally, or when we start to notice things, and these are the things that I think I want to say. I want to mention some things that we notice as medical professionals. Some of the stuff we ask you on, like the PHQ-9, which is an assessment tool that we use to talk to a patient about how they feel. And so this is something I think that you should think about if you're trying to figure out if you're depressed, or if you're clinically depressed and have something going on. And I'm just going to stick with depression in this short video. You want to think about Have you lost interest in the things that you normally like to do? Have you pretty much changed the way you sleep? Have you changed how you eat, whether that's eating more, eating less, sleeping more, sleeping less? Has your weight changed? Have you gained weight, lost weight in an unhealthy way? Um, Again, your energy, has your energy changed? Are you more confrontational with people when you normally wouldn't be? Right? Do you feel guilt and shame about things that might have happened in the past, the things that you might not have done or did? Are you thinking about death more? Are you thinking about suicide? Do you feel like you want to harm yourself? You feel like you're hopeless? You have no place in this world? So those are some of the things you need to think about. And if you're in that space, then you definitely want to seek a medical professional, because there are medications, small doses, maybe larger doses, that can help you. I am getting a low battery on my laptop here, but I do want to tell you the suicide hotline before it goes bad, in case we get cut off. The National Suicide Hotline number, if you need to talk to somebody, you need to talk it through with someone. That number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. And so just a couple of statistics here that in depression, anxiety, those types of things. There's so many more mental health disorders, but I'm just, like I said, in this video, talking about a few. 1 in 4 people are dealing with it. So if you're in a room of 4 people, one of those people is dealing with depression. So it's not uncommon. And just know that you're not alone. And just know that some people have gone through the same things that you're going through. And if I talk about me and my household, then I would have to talk about my daughter, who, and just so you know, I am not a mental health professional at all. I do treat people for depression and anxiety, schizophrenia, and all of the things, but I am not a trained mental health provider. And that's something that's specialized. So you would have to talk to a mental health provider. But when I was going through this with my daughter, the thing that I noticed was I kept trying to say to her, just snap out of it, just snap out of it, in my own way. But that's not realistic. You cannot just snap out of it on your own all the time. Sometimes you may need medication. You may need group therapy. You may need one-on-one therapy. You may need medication, group therapy, one-on-one, all the things. You may need that. And that's okay. It's okay. So if you find that you're having feelings of suicide, feelings that you just don't feel right, something's going on, seek a medical professional. And don't worry about it, because in the end, we do have medications and we do have support for you out there. And it does take time. When you start a medication, it doesn't happen right away. You don't feel the results right away. But with time, 3 to 4 weeks down the line, you will start to feel better. You will start to come back to yourself on medication, or even with cognitive behavioral therapy, or talking to someone about it. If you find that you can't talk about it face to face, give someone a call. There's apps that you can download, things like that, resources. Talk to a loved one, tell someone, talk about whatever's going on, get it out. And it may be something that can be resolved in that way as well. And just know that you're not by yourself. You would be surprised who's going through what they're going through. Now, back to what I was going to say about my daughter. When she was going through it, I, as a medical professional and as a mom, there was nothing. I fix everything. Look, y'all, I can fix it all, but there was nothing that I could do. There was nothing I could do to fix it. Even with counseling, even with medication, there was nothing. It is something that she had to take care of, and she had to do the steps and do the work. And so, and when I say do the work, I mean, talk about it. I mean, take the medication and do what you need to do and she went through it, and now she's on the other side of it. She's not on anything, but at the time, I can remember, even as a medical professional, I didn't have the answer. I couldn't do anything. All I could do was just be there for her, just be there for her to talk, to be a sounding board. And honestly, I don't even think I had the right words at the time. And so just, I want to say that I think one of the important things that you can do, or you can find, if you find yourself in the situation I found myself in as a parent, to just show up and be there for your loved one and just listen and just know that, you know, you're being there for that person. And so I'm hoping that I showed up a little bit better in this video from a medical perspective in that regard, because earlier when I was talking about it, I was just kind of like, I don't know. I just wasn't happy with that response that I gave. So guys, this is really the end of this video. And I want to say that as far as mental health and mental health disorders, they need to be sometimes treated with medication, and there's no shame in that. And that's really all that I have for you today in this video. Again, the National Suicide Hotline is 1-800-273-8255. And if you need to talk to someone, please give them a call. And I wish blessings on you all this weekend. I'll be back again tomorrow because I am going to do another video, but I wanted to pop in and talk about this today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good week, or have a good night. Bye.